I think if you keep running the ball and you stick to your identity, I think this football team has now become one of the more dominant teams at the point of attack, which means this. You're playing with a fist. The Cowboys, well, they're kind of wobbling right now. They're wobbling. And their head coach, I don't believe in Mike McCarthy. When it comes down to nut crunching time, I don't believe in that guy, and I'll say it to you. Aaron Rodgers was right about him. Has made it to this Thanksgiving Friday. Me too, after yesterday. Hope everybody had a spectacular Thanksgiving. All the football that was played on Thursday too. Just sitting around, and all I want everyone to know is Big Sil's got fatter. Okay, we got fatter yesterday. So welcome aboard on this Football Friday. Thanks for coming aboard. And all right, here we go. Day after Turkey Day games. If you were to tell me that the Philadelphia Eagles would be in the 8th spot in the NFC playoff race, I would have said you were crazy 4 weeks into the season. The Eagles today, on November 26th, are in the 8th seed. And you have a Dallas Cowboy team that is floundering. Can you win the NFC East? This is absolutely incredible that the Eagles have played themselves into this position. It's incredible. It's incredible. We're going to throw that topic out. Also, I have another topic for you, too, as well. So much to hit on. But I want to tell you the guest today, too. So at the bottom of this hour, the golden voice and legendary Hall of Fame voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese, will join us at the bottom of the hour. Then at the top of the 5 o'clock hour Eastern time, afternoon host, the number 1 rated show in New York City, my good friend Craig Carton will give us his thoughts on the nuclear meltdown New York Giants, who the Eagles will face this coming Sunday. So we have Merrill Reese at the bottom of the hour, the voice of the Eagles, and the afternoon host on WFAN, Craig Carton. That'll be at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. I'm going to get to all your thoughts. By the way, if you're new to the program, we always start this out by doing this, okay? We welcome everybody aboard. Eastside Monster, Nick, Muhammad, thank you so much. You guys have been spectacular. Thank you so much. And those of you that are new coming into the show, any questions that you guys have, okay, we added to the content. We got a boatload of stuff to hit on. We have a ton of guests to get to today. We add you to the show, and we kind of ping-pong it back and forth. I always started off also by saying this. Please, guys, bang on that like button. Okay, here we go. Can this team, the Philadelphia Eagles, can this football team win the NFC East? Do you know who Dallas ends their season with? They got the Cardinals and then the Eagles at the tail end of the season. What's wrong with the Dallas Cowboys? It's their inability to be able to run the ball. They can't run the ball anymore. Zeke Elliott looks like he has completely resorted back to being 2020 Zeke, where I thought he was out of gas then. He's now out of gas again. They got guys in the offensive line that are just banged up. It's funny. Watch this. Philadelphia Eagles now have the best offensive line in the NFC East. That's a pretty big statement, especially when you have Dallas and all the money that Jerry and Stephen Jones have paid to those 5 guys in Dallas. Folks, you have the best offensive line once again for the first time since 2017. You have it again. The best O-line. What happens when you have the best O-line? That means you can run people off the field. You can run them off the field. Then you have the Jets on the flip side of this giant game on Sunday. Can you win the East? I can't believe what I'm about to say. Did I not tell you going into that Thursday game? Did I not tell you guys? I thought Dallas would struggle against that Raiders team. And they did. They can't stop the run. Now, they're going to get Randy Gregory back and a couple guys as they get ready for a healthy Saints team next week. By the way, guys, the Saints will be healthy next Thursday when the Cowboys play. Guys, I got to tell you, man, I think you guys can win the East. But here's the big thing. The Eagles are notorious for dropping a game they shouldn't. Don't lose that Jets game. Don't lose that Jets game. Don't lose the Jets game, guys. And I think you can win this thing. How about this? Strive for the East, land in the playoffs. You're sitting in the 8th seed as of right now. It's incredible. What a story. I think if you keep running the ball and you stick to your identity, I think this football team has now become one of the more dominant teams at the point of attack, which means this. You're playing with a fist. The Cowboys, well, they're kind of wobbling right now. They're wobbling. And their head coach. I don't believe in Mike McCarthy. When it comes down to nut crunching time, I don't believe in that guy, and I'll say it to you. Aaron Rodgers was right about him. He's overrated. That guy's overrated. If you keep playing the way you're playing, limit the turnovers. Don't climb out of what you're doing. Stick to it. You're going to win this thing. You're going to win this thing. My God, when it's in your grasp. And then get this, that game at Lincoln Financial at the end of the year, guys, we may have to get Krause Sr. to bring Big Sills out to Philly. If that game is for the NFC East, we may have to do a few shows out there. Okay? We may have to do a few shows, and we'll find a place to do it. And Big Sills Army and everyone will get an opportunity to jump on the show, and we'll all get together. Let's pull this thing together here. Let's pull this thing together. Keep playing hard. Stay within that identity that you've built. Damn, I love it. Toughness. Running people over. Picking guys up. Don't hit my quarterback like that. Let me throw another topic off of you, too, before we start getting to the folks that are here with your takes. Guys, I'll ask you a very simple question on drafting. By the way, this Michael Parsons kid that plays with the Dallas Cowboys is spectacular. Do you think Howie regrets drafting Devontae Smith and not taking Parsons? And personally, I think Smith is spectacular too. Okay? You think he regrets it a little bit, though? See, the Eagles need an edge rusher right now more than they need a wideout. Is that fair? Is that fair? I mean, Parsons is not only in line, folks, for the Rookie of the Year defensive player, but he's also in line for potentially the Defensive Player of the Year award as a rookie. You think he regrets it a little? And let me ask you, guys, as we say, can this team can win the East? The first topic we threw at you. What's been the difference from the first 4 games? This is the first question I'm going to ask Merrill Reese at the bottom of the hour as well. What do you think the biggest difference is from the first 4 games to the last 4 games for the Eagles? What's been the biggest difference? It's got to be attitude. It's got to be their approach, the way they do things. It's got to be their approach. There's just more conviction. It's almost like they simplified everything. Okay? All right, let's get over to everyone. And by the way, you guys have been spectacular for the last few weeks. I can't thank you enough. Philly Sheezy says, playing, I'm assuming, to the strength. Frederick, not at all. Him and Jeffrey want high-powered offenses. Yeah, but Frederick, man, that kid Parsons can play. Nick says the difference in this 4-game stretch versus the beginning of the year 4-game stretch, we run the ball way better. Smile says, giving the ball to the RBs. East Camden for life. Howie drafted Smith because he screwed up on Rieger. Okay. Yeah, man, but you never want to do something like that. Since I screwed up on one wideout, let me go after another guy. I told you that's not my mentality and how I build a football team. My mentality is from the inside out. I think that's how you build a team. Goss says this. Having better defense and offense have completely changed them. Yeah, but Goss, what has been that change? It's got to be philosophy. Eastside Monster, we need to ship you to every game. Put him in the locker room and give him a pregame speech. Ken, I love that. Attitude changer. Yeah, but Ken, you know what the attitude changer is for this Eagle team from the first 4 to the last 4 games? It's clearly been attitude for sure. And attitude is created when you run the ball. Nick says you should get the GM, Dan. Hey, we'll work on it. Hey, Frederick, Parsons is a special player, isn't he? I'm not going to put him in the Lawrence Taylor category, but he's a special player. And you know what's great about him, too? I don't know if he's better with his hand in the dirt or standing up because he can cover tight ends. I mean, he is a special player. Philly Cheesy, aggressiveness. But you know what, Philly? That comes with the ability to run the rock. Omar says O-line healthy. How about this? Oh, Omar, you're onto something. What's been the big issue right now for Dallas? Dallas's offensive line. It's musical chairs right now, right, Omar? Everyone keeps going, what's wrong with Dallas? It's in their offensive line. Isn't it funny? It's in the inside of the offense. Well, what's wrong with Dak? Nothing's wrong with Dak. The inability to move the chains, and you're constantly in 3rd and long. By the way, that Raider-Cowboy game was helped out by the officials, but I thought it was pretty fair. And what I mean by that is the officials in that game were shitty to both teams. Over 14 penalties apiece, 100 yards a team in penalties. That was an atrocious football game and called by the NFL officials. Let those guys play, man. Let those guys play. By the way, almost 40 million people watched that football game between Raiders and the Cowboys. 40 million people watched that thing. And so it's on display. Cowboys issue. Hey, you know what we're starting to find out about a couple teams? Dallas can't stop the run. You know who else can't stop the run? Oh, my God. Eagle fans, is this playing into 17 again? Who are the 2 teams that can't stop the run? Rams, Cowboys. Rams and Cowboys. All that flash, and they can't stop the run. I don't care if you have Jerry Rice or Randy Moss catching footballs. If you can't stop the run, those dudes are on the sidelines. They're on the sidelines. Would you rather have Parsons or Devontae Smith? Whew. Guys, I won't lie, man. I'm a defensive guy, so it's not fair to ask me. I think wide receivers are a dime a dozen. I'd take the kid in Dallas. Okay? I'm taking the kid in Dallas. And by the way, I think the kid is great, Devontae. No shade. This is not a shade conversation. I'm just wondering, with the need of the football team, what do you think was a bigger need now when you look at Parsons and you look at Smith? That's all I'm saying. Omar says Smith. Okay. Hey, look. This kid, and watch this. Will these two guys be Pro Bowlers one day? Parsons is probably going to be a Pro Bowler this year. And if there's some opt-outs of the Pro Bowl, if Devontae has over 1,000 yards this year, he may end up getting – he's clearly going to be on the all-rookie team. Nick says I'm taking Mike. I'm with you too. South Philly says, funny because Eagles couldn't stop the run earlier. Now they're tough. I think they just change everything up, man. I think the coaching staff completely, first 4 games to where we see this team right now to these last 4 games, guys, it's a completely different football team. Completely different team. Look at Dallas's issues right now. The Cowboys' issues are in the O-line. It's not Zeke's the same guy he was a year ago. By the way, can I tell you why I think Ezekiel Elliott has fallen off the planet? I don't believe that he's in the same shape that he was in when he came out of Ohio State. Because he came out of the gate like gangbusters. And all of a sudden now, it just doesn't look like – it looks like he's tired and old. They need to start Tony Pollard more. If I were Dallas, I would be playing Tony Pollard more. He just doesn't look like he has Ezekiel Elliott. Nick says, this would make a good film one day. Hey, Nick, do you think this story – well, obviously, it can't be better than the 17 story because that team went on to win the Super Bowl. Guys, is there any similarities? Yeah, East Canham, what is it, an ankle? Was that in the Saints game he did that? Not the Saints game. What was that game? Carolina game? That he hurt himself. I saw him go out of bounds. He twisted his ankle. I thought it was something like that. Does this have any similarities on how the 17 seed? Yeah, but the Eagles are on a winning streak. Well, they're on a winning streak now, aren't they? Okay? They're on a winning streak now. I mean, the Eagles are on a winning streak now. Knee? Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Ken. I think Pollard looks crisp right now. Backyard Birds podcast. That's because Zeke is tired and old. I don't think he's 30 years old, man. Isn't that crazy how these running backs just have few? Hey, there's a number of carries in every running back, right? Once they hit that number, it's like falling off a planet. Remember Todd Gurley? That guy was the highest paid running back. And as soon as he got that bag of money, what happened to him? He got that bag of money, and guess what happened? He fell off the planet. I'm not even sure he's in the league right now. Okay? Who would have thought that game potentially at the end of the year? How about this? That game at the end of the year at Lincoln Financial is clearly going to be a game that's going to either be for the NFC East or for a playoff seat. It's going to matter. Because I think the Eagles have a chance to win out. Just play to your strengths. Don't get crazy. And by the way, don't look at the next 2 opponents. You know, it's easy to go Giants and Jets and go, we got this. Okay? You got this? Don't worry about them. Worry about yourselves. Stay healthy. Do the right things. Keep working on your strengths. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, smile. Watch this. He brings up the Detroit team. Pretend like that football team has no wins and you need that game and you need to go out there and you need to put up 40 points on that team. Go get it. Whether you're 10-0 or 0-10, it shouldn't matter. It should not matter. Backyard says, I'm stoked, bro. I think the Eagles continue this. We could talk Super Bowl aspirations. I would never have said that. And you know what, Backyard? I'm going to pump the brakes on that yet. Let's get to the postseason. How about this, though? Isn't it great to do this? How about this, though? Watch where we are now. He's bringing up potential Super Bowl. I'm talking playoffs. I'm talking about 8 seed in the NFC playoffs. And guess what? We're not talking anymore. Is Nick Sirianni one and done? Is Jalen the guy? Do they need to go get a quarterback? Holy crap, the general manager sucks. Look how that has stopped. Look at what winning does. Look at what winning does. This is a lesson for all of us here. Follow me, guys. You got to give things a chance to grow. So maybe the stupid flower thing, I don't know. He's 3-1 since the stupid flower thing, Sirianni. Maybe there's something to it, man. Maybe there's something to it here. Brandon says, can you see if they can get Schicker from BSU? The linebacker. I saw that game today. I was by the way, before I came on, I was watching San Diego State and Boise State. They got 2 linebackers that can play. Dude, stop with the all hail Howie. I'm not going there. Muhammad says, Eagles are blooming, Dan. Yeah. Omar, really? Patience is a virtue? Ugh. Give me a break. Give me a break. Yeah, man. I was watching these games, and after the Dallas loss, I went, hey, wait, Ken just has a new name for this year's version of the Philadelphia Eagles. Steel Magnolias. Such a wormy name. Oh, the 2021 Philadelphia Eagles, Steel Magnolias. Oh, my God. Our chance says, I hope he comes up with the craziest analogies just to have people eat their own words going forward. Dude, hey, what? You know how much crow I've eaten today, Archan? Do you know how much crow I've eaten on this team? I don't recognize it. From the beginning of the year to right now, it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. By the way, that Raider loss that the Cowboys have, you can't lose at home like that, guys. To a team that's a complete chaotic mess. That Raider team is in chaos. Owner has to deal with a coach passing racist emails. Kid kills somebody, DUI. You got another guy with an inappropriate tweet. You got a head coach who's kind of a head coach, and you got people in that organization. And there you got Derek Carr settling it down, and they win a game. That was a big game for the Raiders, man. That was a huge game for the Raiders. Massive game for the Raiders. And they keep their season, and they keep their hopes alive for potentially making it to the postseason. Good for the Raiders, man. And there's Dallas talking. By the way, Amari Cooper not being vaccinated, what does he have to do with stopping the run? Isn't it funny how Dallas will always try to find excuses? And they'll always look for somebody to be a scapegoat in it. But they won't ever look at themselves and say, well, we got to run the ball more. Hey, Nick, that's really dope, man. Thank you. That'd be quite an honor. How can I be the godfather, though? I kid. Hey, Hugh. Carr is crazy. He's crazy good. He's maybe one of the most underrated guys. I think he's like one of the only guys ever to get out 7 years in a row or 8 years in a row with over 3,000 passing yards. It's crazy great. But because he's on the left coast, nobody knows him, and they don't really keep they don't really keep eyeballs on him. But Derek Carr can play. Birdman. Yeah, no. No. Are you kidding? East Canada, they're always making excuses to Cowboys. Always. And the owner doesn't help, man. He completely undermines the head coach, Mike McCarthy, when he's barking publicly on his radio show. Guys, this is what you should pray for. Let Jerry keep barking. Let people, know this. Let everybody keep watching the Cowboys. Guys, do you know what the greatest thing in the world is? Coming from nowhere and shocking the world. Okay? Everybody's looking at the Cowboys. Let them have all the glory. Go ahead. Who cares? And then when you take it from them in the final regular season game, it means more. It's worth more. It's completely worth more. All right. I'm going to take a time out here. Merrill Reese is going to join us, the legendary voice of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to ask him the same question. What's the difference between the first 4 games and these last 4 games of this Eagle team? It's incredible. Don't forget also Craig Carton from WFAN. We're going to talk some Giant football. That's the Eagles' next opponent. That'll be at 5 o'clock Eastern time. You keep it right here on the National Football Show.